Hi, my name's Eoin Finn, and I'm a yogi and a surfer and a Blissologist. I truly believe that happiness is contagious. I also believe that yoga and running go together magically, so we're going to give you another one of our great Zappos and Blissology cool downs so you can do after your running experience. So we are delivering happiness, absolutely, but the major impediment these days in our society to happiness is stress. What is stress? Stress really is a mind and a body response to things that haven't really happened yet. And what we really got to realize is that so many things are out of our control, but the key to staying relaxed through those challenges is right here, under our nose. The breath, something we don't think about all day, but the very first thing you can do to stay healthy is control your breath. And there's lots of great doctors like Andrew Weil who promote that. So one of the things that we're trying to do is do what we call increasing parasympathetic tone, which is the opposite of the fight and flight state in our nervous system. So we're going to try and do a little practice like that and combine it with some yoga stretches, and the result will be guaranteed absolute and unbridled bliss. So let's start just in standing. I just want to take 3 breaths before we start moving. Breathe all the breath out. Get nice and tall. Now inhale in fully, and then exhale that breath out slowly through the nose. Now inhale in again, and just notice if there's a place that's not moving. And then exhale, breathe it out. Now with this last one, try and breathe into your tight spot, maybe the lower back, breathe in, maybe the chest, maybe the throat, and then exhale all that breath out. Now if you can combine this type of breath with both your yoga, with your running, or with any stressful endeavor you face in life, man, we are talking a life of complete joy. So let's start with some yoga poses here. Try and work that breathing pattern in though. First one, triangle pose. So have your feet open about 3.5 to 4 feet apart, 4 feet if you're taller. Now have your arms open wide. Now I want you to really feel where your pelvis is. Breathe in. Now as you exhale, try and side tilt the pelvis. The pelvis moves. It's not so much that we're moving from the rib cage. Tilt pelvis. Now bring your right hand down onto the right shin. Reach up with the left hand towards the sky. Now if your balance is not so good, just look down. But if your balance is okay, start to look upwards towards the sky and breathe there. Now try and bring that exact breathing pattern in. Breathe out. Inhale in fully, get long through the spine. And then exhale out completely. Inhale a little longer. Exhale, press your right hip towards your left heel. And we'll do one more. Inhale in. Open up through the side waist, and then exhale. Your body's thanking you. Come on up. Let's see if we can face the opposite way. So all we do is just turn on the heels. You can do this in bare feet or shoes. Arms are open wide. Connect again to where your pelvis is. Here's your hip joints. Fold at the hip joints. Your left hand can come down above the knee or below the knee, just not on the knee. Now your right hip is really pulling back. Breathe there. Your bum wants to stick out here because of tight adductors, but press the hips the opposite way. Now reach up with the right hand. You can look up, or you can look down if your balance is not so good. Now what we're trying to do here, besides the long, deep breath that we were doing on the other side, is really feel the ground with the feet. So we bring so much awareness through the toes, through the fingertips, through our yoga practice that helps us with running and with all sports. So breathe. Now cycle the breath. Smooth and deep. Even though you're going down with the torso, with the pelvis, feel an upward lift through top right arm. And then come on up. Amazing. Okay, that was for the inner groins. Let's work on the other side. This is for the outer IT band we call revolve triangle. So take your left foot back. Same stride, about 4 feet apart, or maybe 3.5 feet apart. Your left foot's forward about 45 degrees. If you're tighter, step a little bit towards the left with the left foot. No big thing. Now from here, try and get both sides of the pelvis, the hips, facing straight forward. Reach your left hand forward And then bring that left hand maybe on the right shin or thigh. Now press your right hip back. It's going to want to stick out your right hip. Why? Because your body doesn't want to open up this right IT band, but press it back. Now, if you can bring that same breathing pattern in that we just had, long through the nose, out through the nose, then you're going to open up this outer right hip. The stress response is what's keeping this hip tight, so breathe into it. And what you'll feel after this practice, or maybe even now, is that when your body opens up, the mind follows. So let's take a few more breaths. I won't say anything. Just see if you can stay here and breathe for about 15 seconds. Good, and then come up. Amazing. Let's see if we can do the same thing facing the opposite way. So just turn on the heels again. From here, take your right hand, reach it forward. Nice. And then bring your right hand onto your left shin or thigh. Now press your left hip back towards the right heel. Breathe here, your left hand reaches up. Now you're getting lots of length through the left side waist also. The whole left IT band's opening. Press down firmly through the big toe left foot. Now let's breathe here. Press your left hip towards the right heel. You can look up or down. Long breath, here we go. Breathe in, we'll do 3. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Whew. Feels so good in the hips. Can we do one more? When you run, every time you run, it's this big gluteus maximus muscle that kicks in to throw the leg back each time. So what we want to give you is the feeling of not being stuck in this like kind of tight corset, but open and free to life. So can you bring your right ankle on the left knee? Now slowly bring your hands on the right shin bone. And maybe if you're tight, if you do a lot of running, this is as far as you go. But if you want more intensity, what you try and do is bring more the front upper pelvis right here. You bring this forward towards the thigh bones. Now everyone, no matter what version of the pose you're doing, press out through the sit bones, press out through the heel. Smile a little, breathe. Slow the breath down. Looser people can have hands down on the floor. Keep breathing. And let's come out of the pose. Next side. Left ankle is on the right knee. Now, I'm trying to really roll your left thigh outwards. Bend at the right knee. Again, it's the front pelvis leaning forward towards the thigh bones. You're pressing out through the heel. Now, the butt muscle is one place where we hold a lot of stress, a lot of old emotions. So the breath that we did before, the stress-relieving breath, what we call long, slow, and deep breathing, try and direct it right into your tight hip area. Breathe like that. Make sure there's no uncomfortable knee sensation. You can bring your hands down onto the floor if you want to. Now let's do 2 breaths together. Everyone breath out. Inhale in. Exhale it out. Last one. Exhale. Now when you're ready, come on back up to a standing position. So that is our body, mind, and heart tune-up we call our after running yoga session. I hope you're tasting the bliss and the Blissology. Just remember, Blissology is about not just feeling good yourself, but happiness is best when you share it. So spread it around. Have an absolutely incredible day or evening. Namaste and aloha.